The history of song is, in truth, the history of humanity itself. Because long before men and women built cities, wrote books, or carved monuments, they sang. Song is perhaps the oldest art form, born in the caves, in the fields, under the stars. As human beings tried to express emotions that words alone could not carry, and from those first primitive cries came rhythm, melody, and the sense of beauty and sound. So if one traces the story of song, we must begin with prehistory, where the earliest humans likely hummed or chanted in ritual, during hunts, or to soothe children, long before instruments existed. Archaeologists have discovered flutes made from bird bones more than 40,000 years old, suggesting that music and song walked hand in hand with our evolution. And anthropologists believe that song was not merely entertainment, but survival. It strengthened community bonds, helped coordinate work, and conveyed spiritual or magical beliefs. And so, from the Paleolithic to the Neolithic, the foundations of song were laid, simple chants that matched the rhythm of steps, heartbeats, or hand drums. As humans began to form civilizations in Mesopotamia, Egypt, India, and China, song became structured. And in Sumerian tablets dated around 2000 BC, we find the oldest written song, the Hurrian hymn No. 6 from Ugarit, a religious hymn inscribed in cuneiform that shows how early societies used song to praise gods and mark rituals. While in ancient Egypt, music and song were tied to both daily life and ceremony, with harps, flutes, and vocals sung in temples for gods like Hathor, the goddess of music. While in India, the Vedic chants preserved in the Rig Veda show how orally transmitted songs codified spiritual knowledge, using complex rules of intonation and rhythm that survived millennia. In China, the Book of Songs, Shijing, a collection of over 300 poems and songs compiled around 1000 BCE, reveals the role of song in court, love, farming, and rituals. And Confucius himself considered music and song essential for moral cultivation. While in Greece, song became the very foundation of culture, because the word lyric comes from lyre, the stringed instrument used to accompany sung poetry. And in Homer's time, epic tales like the Iliad and Odyssey were performed in song form, blending music with storytelling. And the Greek philosophers debated song's power, Plato warning that it could corrupt morals, while Aristotle believed it had cathartic and educational purposes. And as Greek song traditions influenced Rome's singing, spread throughout the empire in both secular entertainment and sacred rituals. With the rise of Christianity, song took a new direction, for the chants sung in early churches became what we now call Gregorian chant, a monophonic, unaccompanied vocal music that dominated medieval Europe, setting a foundation for Western musical tradition. While outside Europe, rich traditions flourished: Arabic song with its maqam system, Persian song and poetic ghazals, African song deeply tied to rhythm, dance, and oral storytelling, each using song as the living memory of its people. Through the medieval period in Europe, song expanded from sacred chants to secular love songs performed by troubadours and minstrels, who traveled castles and towns singing poetry about chivalry, romance, and sometimes satire. And by the Renaissance, polyphony transformed song, with composers like Josquin des Prez layering multiple vocal lines that wove together in intricate beauty, making the human voice itself an instrument of great complexity. The invention of the printing press in the 5th-10th century also changed song forever, because sheet music could now be widely distributed, allowing popular songs and church hymns to spread beyond local traditions. In the Baroque era, song took center stage in opera, with composers like Monteverdi and later Handel, creating dramatic works where characters expressed their emotions in soaring arias. While in folk traditions across the world, ordinary people continued to pass down songs orally, whether work songs, lullabies, spiritual chants, or ballads telling local stories. By the classical period, song evolved into structured forms like the Lied in Germany, where composers such as Schubert and Schumann set poetry to music, combining literary beauty with expressive melody. While in other parts of the world, song traditions like Japanese gagaku, Indian ragas with vocal improvisation, or West African griot traditions continued independently, showing that song is a universal yet diverse human practice. The 19th century brought nationalist movements, and song became a weapon and a unifier, as folk songs were collected and elevated to symbols of national identity, while spirituals and gospel songs grew in African American communities, blending African rhythms with Christian themes, giving birth to new genres that would later influence blues, jazz, and rock. The 20th century revolutionized song more than any era before, because technology, radio, phonograph, microphone, and later television allowed songs to reach mass audiences. And this turned singers into global icons, from early jazz vocalists like Louis Armstrong and Billie Holiday, who used song to express both joy and sorrow, to crooners like Frank Sinatra, to the rise of rock and roll, where Elvis Presley electrified audiences with a blend of gospel, blues, and country, and soon the Beatles, Bob Dylan, and countless others transformed song into both art and social commentary, while folk revival, protest songs, and soul music carried messages of justice and freedom. Meanwhile, in non-Western traditions, Bollywood songs in India created a massive cultural wave. While African highlife and Afrobeat songs spread globally, Latin America gave us tango, samba, and later reggaeton, and East Asia fostered J-pop and K-pop, showing how song adapts and evolves across cultures. The late 20th century saw new technologies like synthesizers, auto-tune, and digital production reshape song, while genres like hip-hop introduced rap, where rhythm and spoken word fused into a new kind of song that dominated global music. And by the 21st century, streaming platforms allowed songs to travel instantly across borders, making a K-pop song top charts in America or a Latin hit dominate in Europe. Yet despite all these changes, the essence of song remains the same. It is still human emotion wrapped in melody, still the sound of voices, carrying stories, prayers, longings, and dreams, whether in a mother's lullaby to a child, a stadium, concert, or a simple chant among friends. And as artificial intelligence now begins to compose songs, we are reminded that song has always adapted with technology. But what makes song truly eternal is the human voice and heart behind it. Because from the caves to the concert halls, from the first chants to streaming anthems, the story of song is ultimately the story of us, our need to express, connect, and transcend through sound that words alone could never capture.